Today I've got a special exercise for all the equestrians out there to improve their seat while riding. But even if you're not an equestrian, or if you don't even know what one is, you may still want to stick around because the exercise I'm going to show you is one that I use regularly with clients to help with back pain and poor posture while sitting. Hey beautiful humans, I'm Sukie Baxter, founder of Whole Body Revolution, where I help you to rewire yourself for greater health, happiness, and success. If you're new here, make sure you click that subscribe button so you never miss a video update, and everything that I mentioned in this video, you can find linked in the description box below. Let's dive in. Whether you're a dressage rider, 3-day eventer, jumper, reiner, or cutter, this practice will balance your pelvis so that you're more comfortable in the saddle and have a better connection to your horse. It will also help you to relieve back and hip pain issues during and after riding. What you're going to need to do this exercise is a wobble board. Now, if you have a stability ball or a Bosu ball lying around, you can sub that in temporarily. But to get the maximum benefit from this practice, I definitely recommend picking up a wobble board, which is one of my favorite tools actually for solving physical imbalances. It just works so well, and I think you'll see why here in a minute. So the one that I like to use is from Fitter First, and you can find that on Amazon, and I'll make sure to link to that in the description box below as well. So what you're going to do is actually to sit in the middle of the wobble board, keeping your feet on the floor with your legs crossed. You want to make sure that you're centered on the board and that you're sitting up on your sitting bones or on your ischial tuberosities. And those are the little pointed bones at the base of your pelvis. If your hips are tucked under and your lower spine is rounded, you won't be able to do this exercise properly. And if you're an equestrian, this isn't how you want to be sitting in the saddle. So once you're properly aligned, all you're going to do is using your core muscles, you're gently going to tip the board forward and backward, moving from your pelvis. And this mimics the motion of riding because when you're on a horse, you need your lower body to move with the horse while your shoulders stay centered and still over your pelvis. And if your upper body is rocking back and forth with the horse's movement, you'll have a hard time staying balanced. And the reason a wobble board is better than a Bosu ball is because the Bosu ball keeps you in contact with the floor the whole time. So it allows you to cheat a little bit. When you're on the wobble board, you're going to see right away where you're tight and where you can't control the movement of your pelvis, and it will start to build the strength and mobility that you need for balanced movement while you're riding. So as you're doing this, you're engaging your core muscles while at the same time mobilizing your lower back muscles. And a lot of core exercises create stiffness and rigidity in your center. And not only does that not work for riders, it results in a lot of back and hip problems over time. Like I said, this is actually a great exercise for anyone who has lower back stiffness and tension. So now that you've moved the board forward and backward, we're going to tip it side to side. And this is the same principle. You only want to be using the muscles of your core and pelvis to move the board. So mind that you're not tipping your shoulders side to side. And you're using your feet to balance, but lightly, just like you would balance in the stirrups of the saddle. They're there for support, but they can't do the work for you. And you might find that you move more easily to one side or to the other. And this is going to tell you a lot about how you ride, because if you tend to sit heavier on one seat bone, your horse is going to feel that. And if you aren't able to drop the other seat bone into the saddle, you're going to have trouble moving your horse off that side of your pelvis. You might actually think your horse is crooked, but it's really you. And I actually had a client one time who told me her horse had a hard time turning to the left. I never met the horse, but I did about 6 or 7 sessions with her. And somewhere after, I don't know, the 3rd or 4th one, she told me, my horse is turning to the left really great now. Okay, so now we're gonna put this all together and we're gonna make some circles. So let's do 3 circles to the left. Make sure you're moving slowly here. So the slower you move, the more chance your body has to let go of all that tension that you're holding on to. If you move too quickly, you'll just hold on to the same old movement habits that you've already had. And the point here is to change your movement and to improve it. Okay, and now let's go to the right. Now make sure that you hit all of the 4 points of the circle. So front, right side, back, and left side, and try to make your circles as smooth as possible. And no, the board doesn't have to touch the floor. So there you have it, a simple exercise to improve your seat while riding, and whether that's dressage, eventing, reining, or even just a casual trail ride. It'll make you more comfortable in the saddle and your horse will appreciate it too. This is a great exercise to use daily, and you can also use it as a warm-up right before you get in the saddle to ride. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe for more great tips on keeping your body healthy and agile. I've got a couple of videos linked up here, so click those to watch them next.